414.
Today. So, I know what play it's
retired people are all the same. It's Saturday.
You know, and you know it's a many digits probably. Yeah, you don't know the date, 9 or 10 or
You must be Sebastopol. You retired people are all the same. You never know what day it is.
See, I'm going to record something on the recording.
Okay.
When Cecilia doesn't wake up, the way that you do this is on the Zoom, it says at the bottom, instead of asking for what account do you want, it says, do you want to use your Apple login, your Google login, your blah, blah, blah login?
Yep.
Okay. What you use is your Google login. Our Google login for all the documents that we have on everything, where we have budget, so you don't use your own budget on Google, is NBEAA 2019. Now, why that? Because at gmail.com. Why that? Well, because Alan created an account, NBEAA, in 2019.
Okay.
The password for that.
Nope, that's public. Now
You know what the secret password?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
No, it's not.
It's not.
But you know the password. You know the password
All
for
right.
that because you had me change the password once.
All right. Because
And Ellen now knows the password because we sent it to her.
all right. So that's how you do it.
The thing is, the password didn't work. I tried signing in on the Zoom. The password didn't work.
Closely. You're not listening closely.
Okay.
When the login screen comes in and says, "What's your email address?" Don't answer that. At the bottom, it says, "Do you want to use any one of these set of credentials?" And the answer is, you want to use your Google credentials. To the argument I had with Brad.
Thanks for waiting, everybody.
Yeah.
Sorry about that delay.
Oh, there would be great that on the screen.
And I'm really disturbed because I was taking so long to get.
So, there's only a few things to go over today. A few things that I've put in, and then we'll have open discussion. So we have some time. We're not in a hurry today at all. No guest speakers, so no hat giveaway, sadly.
And we have the link also if we want to go back to the FAQs that we never finished 3 months ago, 4 months ago. John, there's a place for me to plug in. I want to make sure that this doesn't run out of power.
Third plug here. Do we have it? Nope. You're just gonna plug in anywhere.
You know what? I might not need juice here, Jerry. All right, so John, did you want to go over this one here? On this one here, I think we have time to
so
a little more expansive if you want.
just in general, we're trying to keep our time management straight and also give respect to everybody who's talking. So try to keep your introduction to a minute. That means not bringing in other topics and stuff that's so tempting to bring in at that time. Deal with the intro question and then hold your questions for each presentation till the end or when the presenter asks for it. This is an active business, so if you see things that you're interested in, you can ask me. I work there, so but don't touch things because there is electricity involved and lithium. And let's see, come out, leave the way you came in over here or through the big door because it's open. And if there's an emergency, and the restroom is right over here beyond the door, partially open in that corner for that emergency. Yep. And thanks to Thunderstruck, Brian Paul is the owner, and he loves to have us be here. So,
great. So John, do you guys do active conversions here or just sell You just sell conversion parts to people.
Parts.
You just sell parts, okay.
Yeah,
And are the parts new or almost all refurb? Or a mix?
Most parts are new.
Most parts are new, okay.
And one of the things that's really cool, I don't know if I can do a little demo here. But we have a kit for making sailboat propellers. And we just redesigned the plate, one of the plates for the kits. And so I don't know if you guys can see this, or are we?
No, Dominic, I was gonna ask you, why can't you also show on the display
okay.
there?
So Ellen, can you see this when I'm talking?
No, that's in the.
I can see it a little bit.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So
can you move to your left a little bit more? There we go. That's more centered.
Oh, interesting. Okay. So anyway, this is a mount plate for a sailboat, and there's two big holes. This is where the motor would go, and then under here is where the shaft would go to the propeller. And we've redesigned it with a bend in this. This is almost 1/4-inch stainless steel. So it's pre-bent, so we don't have to do as much work. I don't have to do welding to make this angle on here. And so we're like taking big steps to make things more production oriented. So we can actually take this, put it in a box and a bunch of other parts, and we don't have to manufacture anything here to make this work. So it's really pretty cool.
John, about how many of those do you guys think you sell a year?
Probably 100.
About 100 of them.
Something like that.
I have a question.
Yes.
So I recall that when we had that Suzuki Samurai conversion conversation, that there was a lot about conversion mounts, having the right type of fabricated metal pieces to make sure that you can hang all the right heavy stuff off of it. Is that what you're finding? Like you've got a sailboat mount that people are buying, and then like if anyone were to convert anything, they kind of need a specific shaped mount?
Yeah, that's true. With sailboats, it's kind of handy because there's a propeller and a shaft typically, and typically the shaft is a variety of sizes that we can handle. And then it's just making a coupler for that shaft to go onto the motor. For instance, this is the kit we're putting into. Can anybody see this? Can you see this? It's this whole mount is what we are putting into this speedboat in the other shop. And here's an example of the plate I was talking about, and here's the motor.
Move it a little bit to, well,
The camera keeps deciding.
yeah, there you go. Perfect.
Okay. So anyway, so here's an example. We had to fabricate this bracket, and now this attaches to the boat. So this is an example of something we have to do to make it fit.
Gosh.
Most boat installations don't require this much. They just require a few bolts and an adjustment in the angle that this rests at. There.
Oh, very cool. Oh, well, thank you, Dan.
Thanks for
Hey,
asking.
John, are you making those yourself? The adapters?
This is really custom, so we did have to make this mostly ourselves. Actually, this blue thing is taken from someone else's conversion, and I cut this up and re-welded it to make it work for this one. So
Very custom.
yeah, it's custom, very custom.
Very cool.
Most sailboats are more boilerplate where we can put them in. This is actually a speedboat, which has a different type of amount. So, anyway.
Okay, very cool.
Don, can you tell the camera just to show the speaker? Because when one of us speaks now, there's a 3 here, and we couldn't get everything in John's. So any way of telling the camera?
Maybe don't speak because it's an owl. Some of us have a tougher time with that than others.
Yeah,
Jerry.
So it had a big cloud right where I am. That's weird.
All right, let's see what else we got cooking here. I guess we can do introductions. So let's start with you, Russ.
Well, tell them what we're doing, actually.
All right, so
just did you already go over what the introduction is?
Oh, yeah, the prompt question.
oh, right.
Come on, Dom.
Oh, boy.
Dom, you want to share? No, Dom, down to the bottom. Are you sharing?
Yeah,
You are sharing,
I am.
and you're sharing the presentation, not your desktop.
I am.
There you go. All right. Now go to the question. There you go. Excellent, Dom. Way to go.
Hey, I want an attaboy for that.
Attaboy.
All right, so today we just went back to kind of our simple question, our simple prompt of who you are and how do you get around. We'll start online. We'll start with you, Russ.
I'm Russ Wigglesworth in Petaluma, and I get around in a 2015 Kia Soul, which gets 90 miles to the gallon or 90 miles to range on a full charge.
And Russ, you got a new battery, right? About 6 months ago?
No, I didn't get a new battery. That was a misnomer.
Okay, I got you. All right, well, welcome.
90 miles does it.
And how about you, Dan?
Dan Ellicamp in Petaluma, and I get around in my 2024 Hyundai Ioniq 5.
Ioniq 5, and you're also in Petaluma, right?
Correct?
Dan, I made a slide for you, and hopefully you can talk to it today
Okay.
about Pool Petaluma. And David, how about you?
Dave Heacock here in Fairfield, and I get around on my wife's 2007 Saturn Hybrid.
All right. Very good. Let's start here. Sonia?
You don't want to talk to Ellen?
Oh,
You
right. Sorry.
Yeah.
Miss Ellen. Hey, Ellen.
Hi everyone, I'm Ellen. I'm in Santa Rosa. I drive a 2017 Chevy Bolt.
All right. Well, welcome.
Thank you.
Sonia Curie, I'm in Sebastopol, and I drive a 2019 Tesla Model 3, and it now has 50,000 miles. So,
And earwigs.
Yeah.
excuse me?
And earwigs.
And earwigs, yeah.
Oh,
And thanks to everyone who helped me think through my charging problem. I now have Henry's old Tesla mobile connector, and life is good.
Can we try to take the old one apart and see if we can fix it?
Lawrence offered to pull it all apart, but he's farther away, so yes.
You're trying to figure out what caused the
I
issue?
will not throw it away.
Yeah,
We'll definitely figure it out.
Yeah.
It's got an earwig antenna in it somewhere.
so I'm John. Ellen and I converted a Toyota pickup at 15 years ago, and I drive that. It's got a new battery pack, so it's doing really well.
What batteries?
Some of these Mercedes EQS batteries that we got a hold of. So I have almost a 50 kilowatt hour pack.
Nice.
John, what's going on with your Equinox?
The Equinox is
the stolen Equinox. That's
stolen. Yes, the highway robbery. We have it. Robin's my wife Robin is it's her car pretty much, and she drives it around. We are now, and I really don't mean to brag, but Ellen, Robin, and I are so excited to say that we have no more gas cars in our local. So no more gas stations. Yay.
Have you guys also tried to eliminate gas appliances in your home?
Well, we'll get there.
That's right. Slowly.
Actually, we have an induction stove that we put in recently. So yeah, a range.
Piece
Very
by
good.
piece.
Yeah, it's hard. Jerry?
I'm Jerry, and I've been driving the 2023 EV6 this week. Put 100 miles on it this week, and have 30,000 miles on it already.
Wow.
Which really surprises me. But yesterday, I drove it to the train station, took the train, and then jumped on a bus, then got on BART, then had 2 beers with the India Mafia that were at 10.9%.
Oh my gosh.
And I couldn't believe it. One of the guys helped me get back down to BART, and then I made it to the ferry where I just fell asleep on the back deck. And then I took the van up to the train, fell asleep waiting for the train, fell asleep on the train, and luckily I was sober enough to get back in the car, pick up the dog at the kennel, and then head back home again. But I wish I had a later EV6, just because I want the vehicle to grid on it as well. And that is one of the reasons I wanted the EV6 in the first place, but the 2023 doesn't have it yet.
When does vehicle to
I
grid?
think 2024.
It has, oh, well, okay.
And my house is all electric now, and I converted it, and I still have one gas thing left because we don't have to drive any gas cars. I have the same gas thing that John has, which he neglected to say.
Which is that thing?
Well, the thing you park out at the north end of Santa Rosa.
Oh, that gas thing.
Yeah, gas thing.
All right. Yeah, we don't mention that.
Okay.
It's a high gas consumption vehicle.
Although I got 20 miles to the gallon on the way down to
No way.
San Luis Obispo. I learned something from another guy. I'm at 2450 RPM.
Oh, okay. Slow.
We were down in Big Sur last week, by Joby on our way back. And those are the guys making the new electric jumper.
Flew right over their shop.
Yeah, they're very, very, very.
Where are they
cool.
located?
They're at Fort Ord.
Yeah, that's it, Fort Ord, yeah.
Marina.
Yeah, beautiful.
I used to train people on how to taxi there because there's so much concrete.
Oh, wow, yeah. Mike?
All right, hi, I'm Mike. Last week I got around in a Bolt EV that I got at Avis Rental in Maui, and I didn't uppay for an EV. I just bought actually the cheapest rental, and I went out there and they had a whole row of Bolts, and they said, yours is this one, and drive away.
Nice.
So they weren't all electric, the whole Avis, but I previously, paid up to rent an EV, but this time I was being cheap, but got pleasantly surprised.
Wow, that's fantastic. How is the charging infrastructure in Hawaii?
Still not the greatest, well, at least where I was, but in this trip, we actually weren't, we didn't know driving around touring.
Yeah.
So it was even just like, I don't even know if we drove 100 miles in a week. So I did charge at a Target just because one day, but I pretty much brought it back. You're supposed to bring it back 70% or more.
Oh, interesting.
And the only thing on the Bolt was I didn't see a screen that told me what percent it was. It just told me how many miles, were left. And I was on vacation. I wasn't going to do the math, so I just took it back. They haven't billed me yet.
Yeah.
They bill you.
And it's curious because 4 years ago, I was renting an EV in Florida, and the EVs rented for less than the gas cars. And this year I went to go, to be there again. I wanted to rent an EV.
Yeah, well, I was actually surprised because anyway, my EV6 is back in the shop for the third time since Thanksgiving, and
it's back in the.
You need to give us a presentation. Everything that went through it.
Yeah.
So, because I had the same problem with the Leaf.
Well, I'm confident. This is being recorded. I'm confident it's the incompetence. I don't think the car has that many problems.
Yes,
but they just don't work on. They just let it sit for weeks at a time.
Oh, they're waiting for an engineer to tell them what to do. Yeah. And quite frankly, the engineers don't know what they're saying.
Anyway, so
that was my experience.
So does that mean that you believe it's more of a local delership problem than a part or supply problem?
I think this international conspiracy.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah. So today I'm driving a brand new, I don't even know what it is. It's a hybrid, but it's a Kia something bigger SUV that's got all the plastic still on it.
Wow.
So they basically said, anyway, I told them I was done with their other loaner cars, and I'm driving a loaner car.
Yeah, it's still wow. That's terrible.
And so you're wrong. It's a national conspiracy, not an international conspiracy.
Well, it runs through South Korea.
So yeah.
No. It's only here in the U.S.
They don't speak Chinese.
Henry?
I'm Henry. I live in Petaluma, so it's like Petaluma's well represented.
Yeah.
Up until recently, I was getting around in a 2018 Tesla Model 3 in January at almost 94,000 miles.
Wow.
I traded it in for a Rivian R1T.
It's beautiful, and it's here.
2025. And it was, it was inventory, and so not a great, no real discounts, but I got 0% financing,
Wow.
which is not bad given it's not cheap.
Yeah.
But it came with the max battery, it's 150 kilowatt hours.
150.
Yeah, it's just
That's a
insane.
big battery.
If you thought like a, Tesla with 300 miles was that, I don't
Yeah.
really have to worry about range.
Yeah.
This thing rated at 410.
Oh,
I never, I don't think about it.
That's the connector?
No, sadly, that's the one change between 25 and 26.
So this is a 25.
It's a 25.
I got
So
you.
it has the CCS. So it's the one thing and that's one reason I didn't pull the trigger sooner. I really want the
Yeah,
connector.
right.
What rate does it charge at?
So for 3 months, the promo, I get free charging at Rivian's chargers. Nearest one is Corte Madera. And I did a road trip to LA, so I did a couple.
Oh.
The highest rate I saw at level 3 was 200 kilowatt.
Okay.
At home last night, I've almost never charged at home because I'm getting free charging. So I'm not gonna pay, right? I'm not gonna pay PG&E anymore than I have to. But I plugged it in last night because I was down at like 9% or something. And it was doing 9 kilowatt. Yeah, right. But the thing, since it's such a big battery, when I left this morning at 9:45, it wasn't done charging, right? It started midnight.
That's a
right?
big battery.
And so it's something I have to, think about.
Sorry, John, I have two questions.
Yeah.
One is at 90,000 miles with the
Yeah.
Tesla,
Yeah,
how good was the battery?
yeah.
What shape was it in?
I didn't do really dig into it,
Yeah.
but it was, and I didn't charge 100% much, but it was still reading probably 260, 270, right? I did notice some.
And what was it originally?
310.
Oh, 310.
Or it might have been like 305, and then actually with software update, they raised it after I bought the car, which is, it's always nice to get, right? The Rivian already software update, it got faster. And it's got active suspension. So
Yeah,
when you park, it kneels, they bring it low. So it actually, I was down in LA and got a software update, and it would go another 3/4 inch lower. And it's high enough that 3/4 inch makes a difference.
It looks really low when, right in the parking
Yeah,
lot.
that's when it's in its kneel mode.
Yeah.
And just one point, you brought something up important for people who buy a new car. Because last year I was trying to figure out, why is my PG&E bill so much higher this year than the previous year? And the answer was, I didn't charge at home for the first 3 years because it was free.
Well, so
Right.
that's one part. And the other is
Right.
the Tesla, I was getting a little under 4 miles a kilowatt.
Yeah.
Right. And this I'm getting right now averaging 2.3.
Oh, geez.
So it's a 7,000 pound vehicle.
Yeah.
Right. And then, it's a truck, right?
Yeah.
And you're
to an
still
F-150,
getting
not
410 miles at 2.3 kilowatt hours.
rated range.
Yeah,
Rated range, all right.
And when you get your car back, it should be about
But
4.2.
but I still don't worry about it. We don't, I mean,
Yeah.
everywhere I go now, it's like, it's about 10%.
Yeah,
It's about 10%.
right.
You just, I go to Corte Madera and I know the math now. It's 10% down and 9% back.
Yeah, it's not a
So I
fact.
charge to 90%, I get home at 80%.
Yeah, right. Oh, that's cool.
You say the range was about 400
Rated is 410.
on 150 kilowatt hour battery?
Yeah, so I don't know.
Because it's not very efficient.
It's not.
Well,
It's a big
it's a heavy vehicle.
It's a big.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
It has
It's not
big
super
battery.
aerodynamic and it's a big vehicle.
Yeah, 3 miles per kilowatt hour would be
Yeah.
450.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's less than.
Yeah, no, and I see, averaging 2.3. I'm like, I really want to be at 2.4, 2.5. Then I'd be okay.
Yeah, well, you drive at 65 and
Well, and that's the thing, like going to LA on the way down,
Yeah.
it was cold and I was getting like 2.2. I'm like, not liking that, but I was also doing, 75 plus.
Yeah.
So,
Top
take
10
a
miles.
break and,
To boil it down, battery efficiency is the same as car efficiency is, and we're doing 120 miles an hour.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
So, sorry, one last point. I have a few bits. I stripped the Model 3 before I turned it in, because why am I, not gonna turn in anything that, aftermarket, right? So Sonia has the charger and a few other bits, but I have all-weather mats for a Model 3. I have the roof mesh sunshade, and I have tire chains, which will fit that or other cars, right? But if anybody needs parts, let me know. I got them with me.
Will it fit the Model Y? Oh, probably not.
The mats will not. They're slightly different cutout. The roof sunshade probably won't. The
Yeah.
chains might, depending on which tires you have.
You said just a 3, not an S, right?
3.
3, got it.
Cool.
Good to know.
If anybody in the market, I got parts.
And
Thanks,
did-
Henry.
and
That's fun.
You were
Yeah.
talking earlier about the price per mile. How did you do that again?
We'll talk about.
Okay.
Yeah, good. That's good.
Well, because John just mentioned that efficiency where he was talking about miles per kilowatt hour of battery capacity. And I kept forgetting that.
Not battery capacity. Yeah, okay. Kilowatt, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, thank you. I forgot.
Yeah, Steve
Sorry.
Pierce from
Thanks, Steve.
Sebastopol, and drive a 2015 Nissan Leaf and gets maybe 82 miles on a nice day. And I'm actually in the market for a vehicle.
It's a great time to buy.
Yeah, looking at new and used, and I've gone to a few dealerships, and I'm kind of leaning towards the Ioniq 5 at this point.
Yeah.
And they have some pretty compelling deals for new.
Yeah.
Right now, like a $10,000 off
Yeah.
deal.
Yeah. Dan from Petaluma is an expert on that. He's had it for years.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
I would definitely look at the used ones. There's a lot of used ones rolling off leases right now, and they're
They're in the
they're like 25,000 in that range for a 2024 with lower mileage. So
yeah, so the new ones you can walk away if you get like an SE, not the SEL model, which is certainly adequate, 319-mile range. It's like 29,000. And then I'm thinking, okay, if I get a used one that's got 25,000 miles on it, a few thousand miles, I'm probably going to have to get new tires, and that.
yeah, and there still might be some really good leasing deals.
They froze. We lost them.
Oh,
Oh, there we go.
I don't know vehicle dealership in the North Bay that specializes in electric vehicles. There's Greenlight Auto Wholesale down in Daly City, but yeah.
Losing that one. Did you just lose your? Well, Hey, well, thanks.
Welcome.
Yes.
I'm Rob.
Hey, Rob.
Rob, yeah.
All right, Rob. How do you get around, Rob?
1999.
Is that a U.S. electric car, Ford Ranger?
Yeah.
All right, and made from Sebastopol, or was it made in Windsor?
The Ranger.
Yeah, no, the electric conversion.
That was done by the end of the movie.
Oh, by Ford. Okay.
So it's a Ford Ranger electric.
Yeah.
That's the why I owned it.
Yeah.
But a local friend sold it to me.
Well, that's awesome.
Yeah, and I've got a 2002 RAV4 EV, which is out front here.
Oh, yeah, the
All
RAV4.
right.
And I'm assembling some batteries, and I've got to balance them before I can put them in.
So he's put, I want to say it loud because they might not have heard. Yeah, Rob is doing a kind of a battery conversion on his RAV4 with, are you using Tesla modules or?
I'm using lithium iron modules from China.
Oh, okay, some of the, I see. So he's,
Small.
yeah.
Well,
So you're replacing all those nickel metal hydride batteries with these lithium batteries, right?
set of 24 on an INH batteries that were the original type that did, battery pack. And one of them is shot, and that's what killed mine.
But they last a really long time.
And
Yeah.
22 years old.
Friends with your car.
Wow.
Cool. Well,
Well,
thanks.
when they need new batteries,
Thanks,
talk
Rob.
to him.
Yeah.
Thanks, Rob.
Help them.
Yeah.
I'm Dom, and so I have I wasn't getting around very much for the last 3 months. My wife, we've been trailer people for years. My wife said the trailer is too slow, so since the 1st of December, I've been doing a van conversion of an EV Sprinter, or of a Sprinter, and I wanted to get an EV Sprinter, and she said, "No, we're not going to do that. The ranges are not long enough. The charging is too slow." But So that's what I've been doing. And in the process of doing that, I found out that Sebastopol has lots of rats and that the rats like to eat the soy-based wires and sprinters. And so while I was working on the vehicle, every day they ate the wires off the turbo in front of my house.
Yeah.
So I was surprised by that, but nevertheless, I'm almost done with that. Process.
Van in a garage or
Nope, in front of my house, and I was in it every day using every tool I own. When you do a van conversion, it is a contact sport. I mean, you're on your back one day, you're on your knees the next, you're on a ladder, back on the ground, and plumbing, electrical, woodworking, all simultaneously, because that's just the way.
You want to take a look at the one I did with Misha?
I'd love to see it. Yeah, they're a hoot. They're absolutely a lot of fun. So I've only driven a few miles. I mentioned last week we went down to Big Sur. So Big Sur opened, and we did our first road trip on that. And then, I've been talking every time I talk to Jerry, he said he's plugged in at Electrify America, using up his free megawatt. And we found out on the 9th of March that we didn't use up our megawatt.
Really?
Because I reserved it all for road trips. That was my plan. Charge it home, use this for road trips. Didn't use it up. Got a bill for $40. What? I just paid 68 cents a kilowatt hour?
I was surprised the first time I hit two.
Yeah.
I ran out the top. Yeah.
Holy
So it
crap.
has a deadline.
Yeah, it's a 3-year deal.
It's 3 year, but it's a certain number of kilowatts.
It's a megawatt. Yeah, it's 1 meg.
Yeah.
And
Whichever comes first.
whichever comes for 3 years or 1 meg, and you're done. So
1,000 kilowatts.
But we've been using it enough, driving the vehicle enough to know that when like my kid moved to San Francisco, and we used to go to the city. And every time we go to the city, we'd plug in before we go, charge it up to 100%. So we had lots of battery capacity. It turns out going to the city is about, I think round trip is 30%, something like that. Not very much. And the last time we went, we left the house at probably 40%. I said, honey, it's going to be fine. We get to the city and we charged at Electrify America in downtown, in some place in San Francisco, off of Geary, I think it was. And we were getting 235 there. And my wife's like, oh, it's just like a car. Now, Electrify Americas are everywhere. It's just like what you've been doing forever. So, anyway, that's how I've been getting around. So
that was the question I have for Tesla drivers. I just have used the Tesla chargers a few times, and I keep going up to the stations trying to figure out what's its rate. They don't post it.
They don't.
Well,
you have to use it in the app.
But I guess they could tell you what.
I even looked at the emblem to see what the size of the unit was, and I couldn't figure out from their current listed on there and the voltages listed on there what the capacity was.
Jerry, what do you get in your EV6 on a Tesla?
I've only used the Tesla one time, and I was at 99% when I did it. I just did it for that film.
So I
haven't needed to go to Tesla stations because that was one of, if we ever get to the FAQs, one of the things that is a fallacy. And people say, oh, I can't get an EV. What am I going to do when I'm driving around? My cousins wouldn't get an EV in Florida. So I looked at it and I used plug share the wrong way on the trip I'm going to do, which is a 7-hour drive in Florida, just all in Florida. And when I finally got it right, I go every 25 miles, there's a place I can charge at 800 kilowatts.
If you can charge a Tesla, there's no coverage in almost anywhere in the country.
It's all done now.
Pricing wise, in their app, you can get it in plug share. You can get some info, but I don't know the plug share just scrapes it properly and gets it totally accurate. Teslas get a owner rate. Third parties pay more. And Tesla has a $13 a month membership that will get you a better rate.
Yeah.
So, which I figured out, if I charge that thing once at a Tesla station, I should be paying the monthly membership rate.
Wow.
I will easily, make it up in one charge.
So my Tesla app says that the cheapest place to charge right now is the Sebastopol supercharger. It's $40 3 cents, and Cotati's 46 cents, and Santa Rosa's 48 cents.
Are they giving you
Which is
like
owner
a
rate.
breakdown now, or you have to check
Yeah.
each one individually?
No, you can see a list view, and you can see the pricing on the list view
Oh,
of
that's
nearby.
They didn't have that a while ago.
And then it also says that the Sebastopol one is 325 kilowatt max. Isn't that what you're looking for?
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for, but I was it,
But
I was
it's
down
not-
in Morro Bay.
It's not labeled physically because they're like, I don't want to.
Yeah.
It also says that stall 2D is out of order. So there's a lot of detail.
Yeah.
Um,
On the Tesla.
yeah, and it's on the Tesla app.
Does it also tell you if another vehicle can charge there or not, like a non-Tesla vehicle?
If you
Yeah.
have the app installed and you don't have a vehicle in there, I mean, if you signed up to be able to charge your third-party car, it will only tell you which ones you can use.
Yeah. What's nice about Kia has it in their app, and they have all the Tesla stations in their app, and it doesn't show Tesla stations unless it's gonna work with the Kia.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and that's the ribbon.
So it's filtering.
It'll do the same thing, and I even have a filter where I can pick which network I want.
Yeah.
Right, it's got about 8 or 9 networks it knows.
Actually, on the
So
Kia,
if I have a plan with Tesla, but I don't with
yeah, in the
charge.
Kia app, it'll let you pay right through the app.
The thing I don't see in any of the routing, right, not in the car or in the maps, is, I mean, you can try to get, a more efficient route, a faster route, avoid freeways, avoid tolls. None of them factor in charging costs.
Oh,
Right. That's the next thing they have to do is like, I go from here to LA and, once my free charging's done, it's like, well, I can charge a Rivian and an EVgo, a Tesla, whatever. Right. And if you stop like Santanella has at least 4 different networks there.
Like Gas Buddy.
Right. And exactly. That's what I mean. The Gas Buddy. Right.
Yeah.
right.
This already exists in Europe. Because they actually have a much more elaborate, plans and, which discount plan are you on and which broker and all that. So there are apps that now, and, I opened one up and there was a list like, I don't know, of at least 50 or 60 different companies and plans, not necessarily the charging network, but the clearinghouse you signed up with, right?
Oh,
It was phone companies, it'd be the mobile virtual network operators, right? So you select which ones you are, and it will show you which ones are the best priced ones for you.
okay.
But I want that in my nap.
In the
right?
car. Yeah.
Because as I'm driving down, the highway, it's like,
Yeah.
well, I can charge on that side of the street and pay 50 cents a kilowatt hour, over on this side of the street and get 40, right?
Yeah, it's not like it's not like there's signs on the corners, on the placards.
Yeah,
like that
we
in
don't
gas
have that,
stations,
right? We don't have the gas station
It's all
sign.
very
Oh,
nerd, yeah.
it's 249 here.
It's still very nerd happy, nerd friendly as opposed to,
But it
John
should
Q.
just be
Public, right?
part of the routing.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Especially if I have
Yeah.
multiple stops on bid
Yeah.
anyway. It's like, well, I'll charge before or after, I don't care, but
yeah.
I feel like they've been doing something where they reroute you to places that are less busy.
yes. Tesla
So
definitely pushes you to
That's
be-
probably the only thing they're looking at.
Let's, David Harris, you just joined us. How are you getting around these days, David? I don't know.
Oh, we missed it. Say that again.
Dave, are you there?
You're muted.
All right. Come back. All right, let's see. I updated the mission chart and,
Are you sharing?
Could you share so we can see your hand raises?
Yeah, I mean, actually, you're not sharing, so they're not actually seeing it.
it must have fallen off.
Where are you? Because I'm looking at it from my machine and I didn't see it.
I must have
You
fallen
go full
off.
screen on that one.
But there was that hiccup when your recording restarted. So
Yeah, that's what happened. It broke when it broke. Yeah, you're sharing.
Trying to go into presenter mode.
There you go.
All right.
Okay, so I updated our mission statement because this changed a few months ago. Accelerate the adoption of electric vehicles by empowering our nationwide member-driven network of local chapters. Us. And to educate communities, share real-world EV experiences and inform decision-making. So we have 3 invites this year to accomplish that mission goal to educate communities. And we're going to get to those in a second here. And then everything else on the deck is the same. I don't think everybody need to go over that again. Assuming that this meeting was recorded the way it's supposed to be recorded.
I have no idea what the recording's gonna look like.
Yeah, I don't know either. It'll be a mess, and it'll be this and that, and just 12 other things. So anyway, if it's recorded, it'll be here along with about 6 years of other recordings. And I really do encourage everybody to jump on this discuss. It is an opt-in discussion. It's not automatic. So if you are interested in joining or hosting a discussion about something, please do opt into that.
How is that? Could you describe that process for someone if they hear you say opt in?
Yeah, so you send an email to NBAA discuss@googlegroups.com and you say, I want in. Jerry, no. You describe it, Jerry.
No,
This is your thing.
NBEAA discuss requires nobody to approve you. You go into Google Groups and you look for the group NBEAA discuss and say, I want to join. You click, you're joined.
If you act like a bot, I will ban you, which I did to some.
If you act like a bot.
Act like a bot, yes. People do act like, we do get some weird bots.
How do you act like a bot?
Go to googlegroups.com and look for this group and join.
Yes, you're googlegroups.com.
I think we have a custom button on our website.
That's probably true.
Maybe.
And you can just go to nbeaa.org and click the I want to be part of NBEAA.
Has there been a recent mail on that list?
No, the mails come out through NBAA Club.
Oh, the discuss doesn't go to.
No.
It's a forum on.
It's a forum, yeah. I think we talk about all kinds of different things.
Yeah,
and you have to opt in. It's not automatic. And
Club, you have to be approved too.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I really appreciated that I got a lot of feedback with my little Tesla charging issue this month, and that was all on NBEAA discuss, and no bots told me anything. So it was only, Cecilia replied, Jerry replied, Henry replied, and Lawrence replied, and so I got some really good feedback on the care.
Did you do that on group? Did you send me an email direct?
I did send you an email directly.
Okay, because that's the thing.
I sent you and Bernie an email directly.
I haven't seen anything on group, and I might just.
I thought of Henry and Bernie because they own Teslas.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Who's got a mobile connector?
Yeah.
I started out by saying if I can plug into a second mobile connector, I can determine whether or not I have a car problem or a connector
or a house problem. Right.
Yeah.
Do we want to add the Facebook group to this communication list?
The Facebook group, and thank you for posting things there. And I think you're our most active poster. That's not a member, that's not an officer. So thank you for keeping that up to date.
I tried to share the County of Sonoma and Sonoma Power had a couple of posts that I shared. The Facebook.
Well, that's helpful.
NBEAA group.
I know, I try to avoid Facebook except for Marketplace like the plague, but when I do go on, I see Brad's posts there. So thank you for doing that.
And to your point, Brad, we could put it on that page. I think we have it somewhere else.
It's on another page. Yeah, it's up there.
Because I know I think there's something like 30 or 35 people on the NBEAA Facebook group. Do we have a sense of how many people are on the Google groups?
The discuss group?
Yeah, I thought it was like 150 or something.
It's only about 30, 40 people.
Yeah, that's it. Just a reminder, the store is open, and Mike, who's not sporting his new kit this time, but it's in the car.
You don't wear it until it's done, right?
You can buy all the kit online if you want to do that. And I have not yet bought. Need to buy some hats for our upcoming 3 events.
Well, maybe these hats.
Maybe these hats. Yeah.
Good.
Instead of the other
gray
ones.
Yeah, maybe so. Okay, let's see. Today we are doing our leadership transition vote, and then in April, let's see. I think we now have an Earth Day plan, which is a slide in here. And then Earth Day is 25th of April. And then Woody is going to do his Ledge Affairs update on the 9th. He's agreed to do that, which is always useful so that we know kind of what's happening. I don't know if we're going to see a lot of legislation from Scott Wiener, who's usually pretty active on things now that he's trying to go for, whose job is he going for? He's trying to go for Pelosi's job. So as he moves into Pelosi's job, I don't think he's going to be as active in the state. By definition, he won't be, but he'll be doing at the national level. But hopefully, we'll keep us up to date on that. And then in June, John and I were talking about maybe just doing a road trip for our June meeting.
Oh, June. Okay.
Yeah, for our June meeting, because April will be the Earth Days, May will be Ledge Affairs, and then for June, I think we'll just do a road trip somewhere.
Oh, I
And,
see. Right. Well, we were also talking about possibly April, but being just
April just being
it would be the May meeting but that's Woody is doing May already, so we'll stay with that.
Right, I think we'll stay with that.
Yeah.
For April, though, we could Rolex just do Earth Day in downtown Santa Rosa.
You mean instead of the planning day on the 11th?
Yeah, instead of the planning day. Yeah, because I think we already have a plan for Earth Day.
Yeah, we pretty much do.
Yeah, it's pretty simple. Dean kit rolls to your house.
Okay.
This and some other stuff goes.
So we can keep people alert about that if we want to do that.
Yeah.
We can talk more about that.
Yeah, how we do the April process.
Okay. Yeah.
And then, so we're gonna get to all this other stuff, the 3 events now, but I just want to kind of keep a battle rhythm of what we're doing.
Oh, I was gonna say, Dom, what you were saying about State Senator
Scott Wiener, yeah.
I did see a piece of legislation. I mean, there was an article, I don't know if anyone else saw it, about something he did regarding like cities, I guess, separating from PG&E. Does anyone know anything about that? I mean, I saw a headline. I just
Yes.
say
yeah.
I thought it was interesting, but I didn't actually read the whole thing.
Well, any city can do that, Palo Alto, Pittsburgh.
It's nearly impossible to actually do.
Right. San Francisco.
It's a 30-year process.
Yeah, San Francisco.
Is that right? It takes that long?
San Francisco, by law,
Has to.
has to because of Hetch Hetchy.
Yeah.
That's been
70 years?
110 years since Hetch Hetchy, something like that. There's still PG&E in San Francisco.
Yeah.
It's nearly impossible to break away.
Like a year and a half ago, they actually had a number, right?
Yeah.
Of what it would cost to do
Yeah.
And they were gonna discuss it, but I never saw anything since then.
When I was working at the Sustainability Commission in Sunnydale, they talked about doing that.
Yeah.
And my argument was this: why would you spend money to buy the infrastructure from a utility that was 60 years old to run your city? Because that's essentially what you end up doing. You end up buying all the poles and the wires and all of that, and then we'll save money. When you got all the maintenance costs and everything else, it's going to show up. And
I guess the argument for, if we want to go on this departure, the argument for is that the cities that are not PG&E are a quarter to a third of the rates right now.
Yeah.
A quarter to a third. So Hillsburg is less than 20 cents. Palo Alto is lower. Ukiah is, I think if Cecilia was here, she'd tell you like 19 cents. Shasta 17 cents.
Sacramento, but SMUD, right? But they overlap with PG&E, so you have a choice in some areas, which none of these cities are separate.
But we still get.
But they're half the price. Yeah.
So it's not generation; it's all.
We still get the energy from PG&E.
No, we get the delivery from PG&E. The energy we get from whoever you buy the energy from.
Okay, so then you buy it directly and then get the delivery.
I get mine from Sonoma Clean Power.
Right.
Yeah. And I make sure that the electrons that show up at my house.
Yeah. Look at the label.
Green, not blue. No, green. Brown.
But
profit last year.
But they still go through PG&E.
PG&E is the utility that is set up for transmission and distribution, and that is their job. PG&E, everybody keeps talking about PG&E. You charge too much for your power. PG&E is only allowed to sell you power of their own if it's generated from large hydro or nuclear. That's it. No other power plants can PG&E actually own. They have to buy the power from the power plants.
Yeah, they sold a bunch of theirs to Duke and
They were required by law to do that.
So I'm just curious then, how is it that cities are getting quarter of the cost? Is it because PG&E is literally ranking it up to make up for their losses?
Yes, they got it all.
True.
It's so
The guaranteed profit.
So PG&E
They have a guaranteed profit.
PG&E is still paying for San Bruno. still paying for tubs. They're still paying for all those overland wires that come from out of state, like Oregon and Washington and Idaho. They have to pay for all of that infrastructure.
What I understand is that
Wires.
I used to pay $12 for my meter. That was like the baseline fee to PG&E. I paid $12 per meter. It's now going to $24.
Yeah.
And so, you know, the electricity that I buy from Sonoma Clean Power is on top of the meter price. So the meter price has doubled.
Right.
And I don't know how Sonoma Clean Power is like compensating for that. I think they're just leaving their prices alone. Right?
They're separate prices. Go look at your bills. Your bill has Sonoma Clean Power's power bill.
I understand,
Yeah.
Jerry.
Right? Are you thinking that
I'm
they're going to reduce
complaining.
theirs? The distribution cost went up.
Yeah.
Right.
So the guys that are really having a tough time right now is Marin, because Marin is also a CCA. And they're more expensive than PG.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. Marin is having a really tough time around because they're basically having their leadership is not the team that Jeff Cyphers and company built. They have a different leadership team, different motivations, and they're getting hammered.
Well, actually, they were
first.
They were the first,
Yeah,
and so they had to figure out how to do everything.
Yeah.
And the mistakes that they made, Jeff was able to recognize the mistakes. And then when we did it in South County for Santa Clara,
yeah,
I took all of Jeff's stuff.
Yeah, right. Yeah, 'cause MCE is still struggling through all that. All right, so we have delayed our vote. So let's see. Today we are voting on I think 3 positions. We are voting for. Let's see. Let's make sure we understand the process. So the process that I think Jerry or you guys all set up before me was that the jobs are a 1-year job and there's a rotation from vice president to president emeritus. And so really you vote for the treasurer, the secretary, and the VP, and then the other 2 jobs just rotate out. And so we've been in a sort of stalemate for the last couple of years. I think that stalemate will continue unless somebody else wants to run for VP, which I'm strongly encouraging. But right now, the way that the set up is John is going to be VP 1 more year, right? And
you're going to be president.
Be president 1 more year, and then Cecilia is forever stuck as president.
Anybody who's been president, actually, the definition, I got that one from the Master Gardeners, because the Master Gardeners had this system. So that somebody would be president 1 year.
Okay.
It's always hard to get volunteers.
It's always hard to get volunteers.
So Alan was president for 5 years in a row.
Yeah.
And he didn't want to be it for 1 year.
Yeah.
Okay. So the way that Master Gardeners did it was you're president for 1 year, you have the vice president then takes over the presidency. The president stays around to advise the new president, and so you're emeritus for 1 year.
Right.
Okay, your only function is this: if the president has a question, they ask you. That's
right.
It.
As simple as that.
As simple as that.
Yeah.
Now, Cecilia's done a lot more than that.
She's done a lot more than that, and continues to do more than that. And she's busy as a one-handed paper hanger at this point. So I don't know if she's on the call right now, but she was working pretty late last night.
Yeah.
So. And then there's 2 other roles we vote for. One is the treasurer, and that's been Sonia for the last year. I don't know if you were planning to run for that or not, or what your plan was.
I've been treasurer for 2 years now,
okay.
And I am open to running again.
Okay.
It's not too hard, unless someone else would like to take it on, then I can be treasurer emeritus.
It's all off at National.
Yeah.
Yes, we have a bank account at National, and based on the previous organization that I was involved with Woody Hastings, it's a good deal because, you know, even Redwood Credit Union charges you $10 a month to run an account for you, et cetera. And it's like a lot of little details. So I think it's a nice deal that the parent organization keeps our money.
And that's what they hold our tax exempt status as well, right?
And they hold our tax exempt status, and we can do things like decide to donate into the scholarship fund from there. And people can always pay their membership dues plus any extra and earmark it for us. So, if you want more money to come into a future scholarship or something like that, you can pay the EVA, you can take a tax deduction. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, there's a standard deduction way that you can write that off if you'd like this year and
Because
next
the
year.
standard deduction is so much taller than it was the previous years, right?
Well, the standard deduction allows for like 501c3 donations this year and next year.
Yeah.
Maybe
You get an additional,
maybe
right?
3 years.
Yeah.
Up to $2,000. I can't remember if that's for only married people or single people. So your numbers might vary, but yeah, there's ways, and of course, if you itemize, you can always deduct. So yeah, you can pay a little extra if you feel like. You can earmark it for us, all those things. I was gonna look up our balance. It's like about $6,600 or something like that. We're in great shape, and yeah, everything's gone well. They had a little bit of trouble for a while.
Yeah, last year they
reporting
were,
to us,
yeah,
but they actually hired like a bookkeeper to help the volunteer treasury person, and it was really more about just reporting. But all our money was there once
right,
we found it. It was all there.
right.
And yeah, so I'm willing to keep going on that, but
Okay.
also, open if anyone
Yeah.
likes the idea of a really
Yeah.
small numbers-based project.
Jerry, do you want to talk about the secretary role?
Yeah, I do as little as possible. And I send out 3 messages a month unless there's something else that needs to be communicated. And that's about it.
That's about it.
And I decide what was talked about at the meetings in the recap.
Are you willing to run again? Or
Sure,
you looking
it's not a
for-
big deal. I'm gonna be gone all the month of May, so I'll miss the meeting then, so somebody else will pick up on the things that I've done. And when I mention that, somebody picks up on the things that we do.
Yeah, okay, I'll be, yeah,
That's the way it goes with anyone here.
yeah, that's right. That's right.
And if nobody is here, we don't have a meeting.
That's right. That's exactly right. Oh, boy, I know I'm good. All right.
Maybe 7 people.
So, let's see.
Yeah.
What else is there? Is there anything else on this? Maybe we should just, so that's the rotation. So I guess we just do the vote. So, is there anyone else that wants to run? If you're standing, you're a candidate.
Everybody.
We can elect the coffee cup.
Everybody
That's
online.
right. Kind of like the coffee cup. Does anyone else want to run for treasurer? Anybody? All right, so, Sonia, will you be the treasurer? And all hands for, Sonia being treasurer?
Yay.
Yay.
Yeah.
Any nays? No nays. All right, Sonia, our treasurer. Congratulations. Congratulations.
We gotta get them
You
online.
get the hat, you already have one. You get the shirt, you already have one.
Wait, don't we get a shirt every year?
Yeah, new one.
Only
I think last month they asked us to update I think they
I did that.
assumed
Yeah, I did
that
that
it's a
in,
January thing.
yeah, I did it in January.
We need like different colors on the shirt so that we can have like 3 different.
Oh, that's a good point.
By the way, the reason that it's important for us to have officers, if we don't have at least 2 officers, we can't continue to be a chapter of the.
Oh,
EBA.
all right. I did not know.
That national?
Me, yeah. Does anybody want to be secretary? Any other candidates for secretary? It's time for your stump speech on secretary.
I'm glad to give it up.
Yeah. Jerry, you do a great job keeping us all kind of phased in and out of the secretary job, so thank you.
It's a good example of like, I can't think about what you do and get it right very quickly anymore.
Well, that's
because
okay.
don't
When I
think
was
about it.
treasurer, I couldn't get any of the treasury things right, so.
There we go.
Yeah, see, we got it worked out.
We're all specialists now.
That's right. So Jerry, is any, who votes for Jerry? All hands say aye. Any nays for Jerry?
Good, we got the online.
We got the online.
Jerry, welcome to treasurer. You already got one of those, your shirt. No, you already got one of those. So congratulations, Jerry. Are there any other candidates for vice president other than John? John, you're still good?
Yeah.
All right. Vice president?
Yay.
Let's vote quickly on
Let's
this.
vote quickly. Everybody in favor of John Martin being vice president? Hold on. All right, any nays on John Parmalee as vice president? All right. John Parmalee, congratulations, you're vice president for one more year.
For one more year.
You already have a hat, you already have a shirt.
I don't think I have a hat, sorry.
Yeah. All right, so the pot is set for next year, so there's nothing to update on the website. I did that in
Yeah.
January for us.
Well, and let's give Donald, you know.
Well, you're president, I mean, and the hat and shirt that goes.
Stuck, and president emeritus, right?
No, you can't be president emeritus until you're no longer president.
All right, so let's see.
Right. Because of the
Clock is ticking. All right, very good.
Yeah.
So let's see. So scholarship, we are going to press send hopefully today. I think we're in G. So Sonia and I are going to get together this afternoon and knock this out that we've already briefly.
Oh, good for you guys. So are you needing to write up the essay?
I think it's a paragraph of things we need to submit to bold.org. We need to commit the money, and I think we've already chosen all the criteria.
What's the .org?
Bold.org.
Bold?
Yeah.
Yeah, bold.org. I did some reading that they seem really cool. Like they are also a 501c3. So some of our biggest difficulties are like, do we set up a way of collecting money on bold.org, or do we just send people to myeva.org and say earmark it for us, you know, that sort of thing, just collect the money through the EVA. But the EVA and also the Wisconsin EVA already use bold.org, and it should be pretty easy to like kind of just very qualitatively say, hey, can you send 2,000 for this year? Like we would only transfer the 2,000 for this year over to bold.org so they can give it to somebody.
Yeah.
Once we pick somebody.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
And how do we handle the essay and what the essay is about? I mean, it's an essay-based scholarship, so that's the whole process of determining what the essay would be and whether the qualifications.
Well, we're going to put the list of things that we're going to focus on are the GPA and the income. That'll filter out quite a bit. And then the essay is going to be about what your career aspirations are.
Expressed interest in EV. Like in order to determine that they have an interest in EV, that has to be the basis of their essay. That's
I would suggest that you think more about the essay and the framing of the essay, because if you frame it right, then it could be an essay which we then incorporate on our website. So let's say an essay about what do you think the future transportation is, or what do you think how electric vehicles will change our lives, or something like that, as opposed to what's your career objective.
Well, I think that they do need to tell us what they're doing, but then we could have it in, you know, we could ask them to answer 2 questions instead of 1.
Answer those as questions and then supply the essay.
That's not a bad idea.
And then I would think that.
By the way, the only reason I brought that up was my experience working with MTC. Every summer, Don went with me one time. They have a summer high school and also a college internship, a program with hundreds of kids from the high schools coming along. And at the end of the session, they have to give a presentation on some environmental topic, on transportation, could be whatever. And some of the stuff is pretty far out there. The kids really think through things. And I'm going, this is worthwhile having on our website.
A lot of them phone it in, but there's a dozen or so that really get into it.
If you want a scholarship, you won't phone it in, right?
That's right. So
I was also thinking it would be nice to have a little presence on NBEAA.org about our scholarship.
That's right.
And what phase we're in right now. So, we'll have to ask Cecilia if that's in her.
I think John or Ellen.
How are you planning on using the funds?
That's right. Okay, let's see.
At the list of colleges, I mean, like, San Jose State would be fine too, right? I mean, we're not.
Well, we're trying to stay focused on North Bay. We're trying to stay North Bay.
And that's Sonoma State.
Sonoma State would be on the list. For sure. I don't know what program they have over there.
It might be like just electrical engineering possibly, or something.
Yeah, okay, well, it's not restricted to that list then.
No, we'd include Sonoma State, but we want, local. We're trying to stay in North Bay.
Yeah.
But it's not the resident location of the student who's receiving it, it's the institution.
Ideally would be keeping the money local as well, right? So the kid could be from Maine and go to Sonoma State, double E, wants to focus on EVs, something like that. Yeah.
So as far as because I don't know much about the programs for the EVs at, what was it, the JC College of Marin, and I'm trying to remember.
Mendocino.
Slide.
Yeah.
Is it mostly auto repair? Because the reason I ask.
A career in electric vehicles is fine.
Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be repair.
Okay, because the reason I ask is I have had a difficult time finding a used vehicle dealership in the North Bay that, specializes or even has an interest in electric vehicles. I don't know if anyone else has tried to look for like an independent auto repair shop that specializes in electric vehicles.
Yeah.
I know Thunderstruck, has done that at times.
Right. I think that the point is that it's not about repair per se. Repair is an issue, is a challenging one because even dealers don't know how to repair their cars in many ways. So I think it's a career in, research development, companies that are working on batteries and motors. There's, working in the industry.
It could be policy related.
Yeah,
right?
sure.
So 3-4 years ago,
So it could be
Sonia and Caleb and I tried to launch a company called EV Tech U. And
Called it what?
EV Tech U. Because we saw that as people were starting to bring in EV fleets, that they didn't know how to incorporate the fleets.
Mm-hmm.
As part of that effort, I started reaching out and I found universities that were now creating programs. And the programs are programs to train people so that they could go into UPS and they could go into FedEx and they go where there's fleets or
management.
what's the bread company over in the East Bay.
Yeah.
Each one of them have fleets. Now train the fleet how to, a whole bunch of things. How you work on the vehicles, not even repair the electrical portion of it. It's an electric vehicle. There's things you have to do when you're working on an electric vehicle. John probably knows that you wouldn't necessarily do on a gasoline powered vehicle because when you turn off a gasoline powered vehicle, it's off. It's off.
Yeah. Most
TVs don't turn on.
Yeah. Mostly. Yeah.
Gary, there is a CTE foundation, it's a technical education foundation. It came out of the builders. But they would be an existing 501c3 that might take on the.
Well, what I've seen now, a bunch of universities now, colleges now have specific programs.
Yeah, that's what Mendocino College did.
But you mentioned independent repair. When I searched, I found Pep Boys, and then within a month they closed all their North Bay.
Yeah, I would take a skateboard to Pet Boys, but that's just me.
I know as far as electric vehicle training, there's the switch vehicles.
Yes.
Which we and a few other people saw at the Electrify Expo.
Yes. Yeah, they're in Sebastopol as well.
Yeah, and they work with a number of local schools.
Yeah. We need to make sure they're there for
Good idea.
For your session, yeah. So let's move on. So let's see, the Earth Day 2026 is the 25th of April, noon to 4. Hopefully we'll have the same footprint. I have not heard back from Santa Rosa yet. I think they're still probably sorting it out. Their window for closure wasn't until late March.
Mm-hmm.
So they may not know how they're going to lay their thing out until they get all the applications in.
But you submitted the application.
The application has been submitted, and
I think they might have lost their person who did it the last couple of years. Her name was Alicia.
Alicia, yeah. Oh, you think she's gone?
Alicia Parisi.
So
and it was a different name, and I was like, oh well, it might have been different.
So it might be a different process. So
yeah,
we'll know about that. But our goal would be to have customer facing thing with the Easy Up there. I guess I should give you the Easy Up either at the April meeting or if there is one, or I'll bring it to your house or something. I forgot to bring it today. you know, in the handouts and papers are coming in your place. And then, you know, there's going to be a call for volunteers who's going to bring their cars. Maybe you can bring whatever car you're trying.
Yeah. You know, and I was hoping that
There won't be an EV.
yeah, I was hoping that you'd have your car back, because I said to John saying, it would be great if we could find somebody who bought a used EV and a really successful story. Now, that's why I suddenly discounted yours. I put the positive spin.
It could be, I thought Ellen helped someone buy a used EV last.
Actually, Maryland, but having Maryland talk about EVs might be a little bit difficult.
But there are other people too, that we helped this year that.
Yeah, maybe they could show up with a car there.
Because that was the 70% of car purchases in California are used vehicles. Okay, and we're showing our new vehicles and everybody perceives them as expensive.
Yeah, you know, Brad, I know you've been on this, looking at this, you know, the used part. Actually, now I just remember, I saw a license plate frame around an EV6 today that said CarMax.
Yeah.
So I still think it was probably a Hertz rental car like mine.
Yeah.
But that's where, you know, you just don't know that some, they don't specialize in EVs, but they're out there.
Right.
And the whole about how people know whether to judge it's a good car.
I'll try to remember to put in a recap our discussion about Earth Day.
Yeah.
And that we'd be looking for somebody that maybe wants to show a used EV that they bought.
Yeah, and talk to the process.
And that will get to a lot larger people.
Yeah, that would be really good.
And a sign that says bought used, right?
Bought used.
Yeah.
And then
Don't go to anything.
don't go ahead.
I wanted to raise the question of what vehicles, you know, when are we going to decide on which vehicles? I mean, I know we're talking about it now.
Yeah.
But one of the things is typically Ellen and I bring the truck, which is a kind of a complex, unique conversion that basically 99% of the people aren't going to be able to do.
Right.
So although it's a nice, it attracts flies. I mean, it attracts a lot of people there.
Yeah.
I'm wondering I'm just curious if it might be nice to just like have, our Equinox there, which is an example of not only a recent purchase of a car, but it was done using the Clean Cars for All program.
Yeah.
You know, et cetera. And it's not it's not all that common an EV out there right now. I mean, we see them on the road, but anyway, so the option is to do that and then maybe, I know I don't want to discredit the value of the truck, but also I know the truck sometimes pulls attention away from the other vehicles, maybe. Right. So I don't know.
John,
what do people think? I know what you think about it.
I was just going to share it. With the others, because I wrote to John and I said, I expressed, if we're doing outreach and trying to convince more people to get EVs, they're not going to go.
They're not going to convert.
Yeah. That was years ago. Today, it's going to be used vehicles, or as you said, and I think your Equinox story is a great story, especially if that's the highlight of the way that we bought this was, and then we show all of that. That's going to bring a lot more people discussing and saying, what kinds of alternatives do I have for getting myself into an EV? Because I want to stop having expensive gas prices. I know that EVs are the place to go, blah, blah, blah.
On that one or any of the used story or whatever, right, are those incentives still available?
Some are.
So,
the
you don't want to be highlighting things that got
no. The U.S. incentive is still there. It's not an EV incentive, but it is a U.S. vehicle incentive is still in play.
Yeah.
What do you mean by that?
So you can still get a tax credit for U.S. manufactured vehicles, which Equinox is, and you can do
electric vehicle.
No. Any U.S. made vehicle.
But it's not 7,500.
It's not 7,500, but it's less than that. But it is still there for U.S. manufactured. So I didn't know that. It's a little bit of a 2026 loophole of U.S. manufactured vehicles.
Do you happen to know what it is, or is it dependent on the vehicle?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay, but
and Clean Cars for All, as far as I know,
it was a bit of a double dip.
I think the Equinox is particularly helpful because of its low initial price.
Mhm.
And also I would say like a Bolt EUV, but if we don't have an EUV, like Jack Christensen has the EUV, it would be a little more similar to what they were trying to get out the door. Because what we usually run into during Earth Day is that a lot of people are looking for, you know, a very budget oriented but larger car. And they want to go electric and they want to know what's available. And so, like you said, people don't quite know, you know.
Yeah, and I think we should bring, like, I use it on the EV6. I use the charge cable. I don't use a station. So people, oh, I've got to get this station. I've got to get all this special stuff. We could bring some other stuff that says, hey, this is pretty common now, pretty easy to do. Yeah, you can get a cable for $190. That's going to charge your car at 30 miles per hour.
Yeah.
And what it,
the other thing, Jerry, on that, going the other direction is I don't think we've taken enough advantage of the 1800 watts to come out of that vehicle at these things.
Well, the newer cars
Push out. And it's, I mean, 2 kilowatts, that's more than a popcorn popper.
Yeah,
That's 3 refrigerators today.
Yeah.
Right? That's 3. There's a fridge.
well,
when
who's going to bring a
cooling is
refrigerator? I can bring a
Well, I
car.
know, but we can still bring some, we can still bring some big loads, you know, and I mean, 1800 watts is, what's that, almost 20, that's not quite 20 amps, it's 15 amps.
You can bring a microwave.
No, actually, this is, sorry, I don't know if we're planning that here in the meeting, but you know, that's really not a bad idea. We have the budget. We could get free drinks. They don't have to be wines. We can get free drinks, put them in the cooler, and power them with one of the cars with the refrigerator. You want to
have
cold
a
drink?
microwave for heating up something or for
Oh, whatever.
Yeah, then you have that idea with the thing of.
Well, not for the drinks, I don't think, but maybe we're doing the microwave.
So I think that's a good idea. I know we're running out of time, but also I just want to put a plug in for the idea of getting either a dealer provided Nissan Leaf, which is the new 2026.
27. They put 27 on.
It's actually the Bolt that is 2027, not the Leaf, I think.
Yeah.
So weird, but anyway, there's a slide about it, but a little bit, but I just thought, is it possible for someone to go to a dealer and say, hey, I want to have one of your all day test drives?
Well,
Take it to
it'd be better for them to bring it.
Yeah,
That's what they told us when we did it a couple of years
And
ago.
they have done it in the past at Earth Day. Like
Yeah.
there were times when they would bring the car,
Yeah,
set up their own booth.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
and it's a less than $30,000 car.
yeah.
And they're available, right?
Speed dial.
You what? Anyway, so if you guys want, we can consider that too. Just
Yeah.
having one dealer car that's one of those cheaper ones that is really a 300-mile range car for under 30,000 is pretty neat. Anyway,
Yeah,
so
I could reach out.
and
to
also
Scott
the
and see if
popcorn
Chevy
popper.
would-
I mean the cooler thing is a good idea. Yeah.
Yeah, well, EV6, you got 2 plugs. You got
plugs.
two 15-amp circuits in the car.
Oh, really? Yeah.
But to combine, it's 1800 watts, not 36 watts.
I don't know. I didn't try to run both.
It's not combined.
Okay.
Okay, Dan, did you want to talk to Google Petaluma, this coming up year? Anything other than what we already knew from last year?
I don't think so. I was just curious if last year we did it in conjunction with the Golden Gate EV Club. And I was thinking, you know, if the members are interested, we could just exclusively do it a North Bay group. Get, 4 cars or 5 cars, whatever, if there's enough interest to participate.
Yeah. So it should be a similar thing as Earth Day. It's Sunday, the first Sunday of May. Last year it was on Star Wars Day, but not this year. Day early.
Where?
In Petaluma. I don't know the
Lucchese Center on the east side. Yeah.
It was a lot of fun event. We got to know. That's where we met Hermione with her Kia.
Yeah.
And
Lauren.
Lauren was or Lauren's friend was there with
okay.
the Suzuki Samurai.
Yeah, Lauren's
Oh,
friend,
oh.
yeah, Lauren's
Oh,
friend.
oh, right.
Yeah, she was Lauren's customer.
Oh, okay.
And that's how we found out, through her, we found Lauren. And
Yeah, she gave the presentation here.
and she's the one that gave the presentation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dan, is it an event that would be good to have a conversion at? Would you like our pickup down there?
I think what the focus is on, like we were saying before, used EVs. And I'm also on the Climate Commission in Petaluma, the city of Petaluma, and I'm on a electrification subgroup, and that's one of the things we're pushing now is going to be trying to get the word out that there are a lot of used EVs out there, and they're very affordable. So we're trying to get the city is trying to get people into EVs, especially used EVs.
Okay.
Dan, do you know if there are any used vehicle dealerships in Petaluma or maybe Marin County that
Well,
specialize?
we have Auto Row in Petaluma and all those dealers, and they sell used EVs, but there's not a specific independent used EV dealer.
Yeah, the closest one I know of is Green Light Auto Wholesale down in Daly City, so it's a ways away.
In terms of the cars that we would bring to this event, I feel like it was a slightly different audience than Earth Day. Maybe maybe the truck would be a good choice just because people are more sophisticated and they have more access to their neighbors all have EVs. Not many people looked at the Model 3. It was like right when, Model 3s were not that particularly interesting to people. Everyone liked the Mach-E that was there because it was really bright.
Bright.
And I feel like people like the people who come to Cool Petaluma are engaged, eco-oriented individuals, and they also might be looking for their next EV, etc. Yeah. And it's a really fun and interesting group, but if we have like slightly more rare or interesting cars to show, maybe like the Rivian, maybe the truck, maybe an EV6 for sure. And I don't know how many spaces they could give us this year.
Well, last year we had 5, and you think we can get as many as 5 in?
Yeah, that shouldn't be a problem. And if you want to bring the truck, that's cool too. We're wide open. I think our objective is just trying to spread the gospel of EVs.
Yeah. Is it ever possible for a dealer to bring a used EV or do they just not have enough investment in it to put the time in it?
This last year was the first year that, I agreed to help Cool Petaluma organize the EV portion. The year before they had the Cool Fest, but there were 0 EVs. So I spoke to the woman who runs Cool Petaluma, like, hey, what's going on? She's like, well, if you're interested in organizing, yeah, fine, let's do it.
I see.
Yeah. And it was a nice layout because the cars are right outside the pavilion and they had all sorts of indoor vendors.
And food outside too.
And the food was outside.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's a very well attended event.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it sure would be good to get more used EVs.
And there's like a small entrance fee. Last year I got them to waive it. Would the group be interested in paying the entrance fee if it was minimal? Because it does help support Cool Petaluma and the work they do.
It was $55, right, Dan?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, that's standard.
Yeah, I think never left.
That's fine.
It's just the number of cars.
Is it 55 flat or per car?
Flat.
Flat. I mean, I would say that would be fine, but yeah.
That's the treasurer.
Oh, we can vote on it.
That's the treasurer.
Yeah.
Is there money?
We got money.
How's our account?
Anybody here interested in attending and supporting?
I'm interested. I have to think about it.
I'm interested.
You get 3. Rob. Okay, good. Perfect. We got plenty. So Dan, that's a yes.
Okay. And what what do you need? Dominic, did you want to go ahead and register on behalf of the club, or do you want me to do that?
If you could register, that'd be great. Because I'm not gonna be around at all. I'm leaving from the 15th of April to the 15th of May.
Okay, so you won't be there.
I won't be there. No, I'm just out. If
You
you
can
could,
read, yeah.
You okay with that, Dan, or how do you need us to pay you and stuff?
Yeah, I mean, I can just pay the registration fee and then ask for reimbursement.
Yeah.
And I guess as we get closer, who would I coordinate with the club to, find out who's coming and who's bringing what? Who will be the point person? Would you be that, even though you're not going to be there?
Yeah, I can do that. Yeah, I can do
Okay,
that.
cool.
Yeah, yeah.
And
you can include me too and stuff if you're willing.
Yeah, yeah.
What's the physical location in Petaluma?
it's right on Petaluma Boulevard North. It's across it's Lucchese Center, and it's across the street from the old Kmart used to be there, and Redwood Credit Union, and I can't remember what's the name of that shopping center right there.
It's like North McDowell off Washington, and there's a duck pond.
Yeah, right there.
Easy Park.
Yeah. 2 C's. Okay, and then the next one is Steve.
Yeah, so this is a first time event for Sebastopol, and I'm helping, well, so far I'm the only one organizing, and I'm looking for help from this group to help organize this event. So
sure,
it's June 27th, and it's at the community center parking lot, and we have use of the green room. So I'm looking for speakers. It's not a very big room, probably a third the size of this. So there would be dealers. I've already talked to 3 dealers, and they're very interested, and I want to talk to more dealers. It'd be people bringing their vehicles.
Perfect.
It would also be e-bikes. So people who currently ride them, they'll be part of the presentation there. And there are some people that have e-bikes that their kids can get into also and drive them around. And so it's the same kind of thing. It sounds like with Cool Petaluma, except they've already done it before and we never have.
So do you need speakers too? Because the Cool Petaluma is not, there's no speakers, it's just cars and
stuff. So people to talk about
yeah.
what we decide we want to educate people on, the used car buying experience, what are current new cars that are out there, what's coming down the pipe, and same goes with e-bikes.
Have you reached out to Tor?
Yeah.
Tor would be a great speaker too, because of what he does.
The speaker from Redwood.
Oh, the credit union. Yeah, I was wondering about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
He
did a great job.
He did a great job.
That was from their auto.
Yeah.
The loan department, right?
Yeah.
He was a lender.
Yeah, a lender. He was a great speaker.
Steve. Casa Grande High School in Petaluma has a guy named Sten Mander, who is their tech teacher down there. And he has a student named Jacob who works here. He's actually a student, he's an intern. And he rides an e-bike all the frick over the place. And he's just he's a guy, he's a student. I don't know if there's a way that getting them involved with what you're doing would be good, but he's a real e-bike rider. I mean, he's put 40,000 miles on an e-bike, like on multiple e-bikes, and
he's not Dutch.
No. Anyway, is that useful at all? It's just, if you wanted to contact him and see what Sten, I think it's Sten.
He was here last month.
Yeah, okay, right.
Yeah, I've tried to get the local bicycle dealers interested in, quite honestly, they're saying that the e-bike has kind of fallen off the cliff.
Really?
So I'm, in terms of people buying new e-bikes.
But why do I see them all over the place right now?
I'm sure if that's just.
Jerry, can you get him Eris's contact info?
Oh, yeah, I was thinking.
Because Eris might have
with this.
Eris.
Yeah.
Yeah, you might have it through SETAC, whatever they're called now.
Yeah.
And then Dominic, do you remember 2 years ago when the Redwood Credit Union lender did his speech.
Yeah, with
He
us.
had a few slides
Yeah.
and I did something.
Yeah, you could do that
We
again.
could just recycle
You
that.
could recycle that, yeah.
Yeah.
Or the one from,
I can't remember
from the fall,
content.
at SCP, we did one on, everything your government doesn't want you to know about buying an EV. Remember that one? We did? Yeah, we could do that.
Yeah. Which one was it?
Yeah, Steve, we can support it for sure.
Great.
Yeah. we
And
can support it for
you
sure.
know, maybe I can find people here in the room that would like to set up a meeting because, you know, there's a lot of stuff.
There's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of possibilities. Yeah, and it's easy to say, yes to everything and then nothing actually happens. So it's better to pick 3 things you want to actually accomplish.
Yeah. And a good thing here, it's free.
It's free.
It's free to dealers, free to
Okay.
everything.
Yeah.
I know.
I would, we will browbeat all the Sebastopol people who don't show up for you, Steve. Since that's most of the leadership. Okay, we need to keep moving here, so, all right, so I have been trying to follow this Donut Labs thing. And I think it's absolutely fascinating what Donut Labs is up to. Donut Labs made a major splash at CES and said, we've got a rockin' solid state battery. And it is, it's, 400 kilowatt hours or 400 kilowatt hours per kilogram or something like that.
No, I did. 400
watt hours per kilogram, right?
400, I think it's, 0.400 kilowatt hours per kilogram.
Yeah, so 400.
400 watt hours. Is that what you
That's what I said, watt hours.
The second.
Correct. Okay, I'm sorry.
I corrected
Thinking you said kilowatt.
I did.
High density
I did.
for anybody.
Yeah, so anyway, and he made it, and it works over this massive temperature range, and it's basically unobtainium, is what he basically said. I made a battery made out of unobtainium, and nobody believed me. And then he came back after about a month later. All the internet people, the Viking and several of the other guys went, balderdash. This is all a bunch of hooey. It's all just made up. No chance this is true. And then he came out after that and said, ha ha, you've all been trapped in my snare. This is exactly how I thought it would go. You'd all say I'm a liar. And I wanted to get all of you talking heads to tell me I was wrong in public. So now with data, I can prove all of you talking heads are wrong. So he's been releasing data. Okay. And it's been a very interesting marketing strategy, something that I don't think anybody's ever seen before. Usually you say you have a great thing and then you prove it immediately. And he wanted to get everybody apparently into his snare. So the first one said that all the talking heads, he wanted them all to go on record. And that one is here. I'm not going to play it, but it's worth going over his strategy. Now, he has online, he's got sort of a mixed bag of credibility. He's been caught in other overstatements in the past. He said some other things that weren't exactly true, but they were sort of they were directionally true, but not 100%. So you guys can take a look at that one. And then the first test he did, though, all the talking heads went, because he proved that he could support, he did his first test was a 1C charge rate. So 1C is full battery capacity in an hour. And then he showed that he could support a 5C charge rate, which is 5 times the battery capacity. 5 times the battery capacity in an hour. That's the rate. And then he showed that he could charge at 11 times the battery capacity in an hour. And when he did the last one, basically he charged a battery to full in 5.5 minutes. And what he actually produced was 0 to 80 in 4.5 minutes. So it's dramatic stuff. And even if wrong or directionally right, it's really breakthrough as what he's done here. And so, of course, all the talking heads said, it's not a battery. It's a supercapacitor. That's what the first round of, it's not a battery, it's a supercapacitor. So I'll get to that in the next slide, but it's worth taking a look at because VTT is the Finnish government's independent technical research center. So I don't know what that would be the equivalent of here. We don't really have it like that. NIST maybe, or UL or EN or CSA, something like that, but it's Finnish government. And so worth looking at.
Like Idaho National Labs.
Or Idaho National Labs, or
they even do battery testing.
or FERC. I get not FERC. What is the guys in Chicago, Colorado call? Anyway,
Oh yeah.
The National Renewable NREA. Yeah, those guys, something like that. So then he said, "All right, so you guys said it wouldn't work over temperature." So he took it up to 80 Celsius.
I think they took it up to 100.
He did that too. He took it up to 80 Celsius and the battery delivered 110% of its stated capacity at 80 Celsius. And then he took it up to 100 and it maintained 107% capacity over multiple hours. So what is this unobtainium made of? I mean, it's insane what they're doing here. It got so hot that it burned the foil off the battery itself. The battery was fine, but the foil wrapper.
Didn't they also say that at the high temperature when it showed some signs of expansion?
The expansion was in the gases inside. It wasn't the expansion
on the base material.
It did not burn the foil off. It lost its vacuum.
Yeah. Oh, thank you, Russ. Thank you. See, there I go. Directionally accurate, Russ.
He doesn't say anything about how many cycles it went through.
Yeah. He hasn't done that yet. I think it's been through a number of cycles. And I don't remember if it's been the same exact piece of hardware that's been through every test.
They've used different. So there's three, I like these guys, the 2-bit
Da Vinci. Yes.
And his reviews,
2-bit Da Vinci.
For each one of the tests that they did, first was when they did the announcement, they said, well, this is what we heard so far, and this is what we're thinking, blah, blah, blah. Then the first test came out and they did a complete analysis of the first test and what results were. Then they did a complete analysis of the second test, a complete analysis of the third test. He identifies also in that where the gaps are so far. Understanding
that's right.
Nobody knows what chemistry is.
Correct.
Because they maintain there's no lithium in it. There's no esoteric chemicals in it whatsoever. And the thing from the first review was this has exactly the same characteristics of an MC batteries.
Correct.
It also has
NMC, by the way.
NMC. Did I say that?
It was fast.
Thank you.
Yes.
That's nickel metal. Nickel manganese cobalt. Yeah.
And then it had the next one was there's a sodium battery also that has some of the characteristics of that from the second test.
Right.
So they're really not sure what it is yet. So it's still not proven, and they haven't seen it in the vehicle, operating in a vehicle.
It's not proven what it is, but the results of what it does are proven.
What it does now, what was really nice about 2-bit Da Vinci, it says the tests that they've identified are specific tests. And they said, and those are the tests that we want you to do.
Correct.
There's other tests everybody else wants. Those tests have not been done.
Yeah.
Okay.
But so the point about it's not confirmed it's the same physical device in the three tests.
Definitely was.
It's not even proven then that it's even the same
same
material, same history. It could be 3 totally different batteries, each one picked for that test.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
I'm not sure if we know the answer.
No, we don't. Right. So yeah.
So the last one was, as I said, everybody thought that, because there was I think her name was EV Girl, I think did it.
Yeah.
Did a whole series of
of
trying to understand what this material
was. Did a 45-minute.
Deep dive trying to understand what this stuff is, and she's the one that brought up this idea. Well, maybe it's really just this supercapacitor material. I've fractured mimetic polyalloys for you Terminator fans. They did a self-discharge test, and it maintained voltage for for days.
Yeah.
And so it's not a supercapacitor. So we don't know what the stuff is.
97.5%.
Yeah.
Are you saying that supercapacitors don't maintain their?
They don't. They slowly,
discharge.
they bleed off like a black hole actually
Those
does.
capacitors themselves don't necessarily.
But they're not super.
Yeah. So super duper.
Supercapacitor means that, it's made out of superconducting materials.
No,
It doesn't?
No, it doesn't.
What does it mean?
It's it's like saying ultra in front of anything. Yeah. That's just, it's
hyper.
better,
It's just better?
nicer.
Really big.
Okay. I thought it implied that it was made out of superconducting material.
No, it doesn't. That's too difficult. And,
okay.
but the point is that it's more than just two metal plates.
Yeah.
That is a capacitor. It has some kind of an interface or
Okay.
electrolyte or something.
It's much higher charging discharge rates.
Oh.
Unique marketing ploy that he's
Yeah.
using. Like, do you feel like compared to any other solid state battery company that they're kind of exposing the process much earlier because they need funding?
No, you remember, sorry, answer that one, because I gave a presentation on QuantumScape when they had their first announcement. They were that was 4 years ago, 5 years ago. They were very early. They didn't know how to make it in production. These guys say they could make it in production.
So it's almost the opposite, where QuantumScape said, we're going to embark on the process of trying to figure something out.
And here's the characteristics we've demonstrated so far.
Yeah.
Okay.
Correct.
Which are very rudimentary or basic. And these guys are saying, oh no, we've got it all figured out, but we're not really revealing everything to you.
So
correct.
In the deck last month.
Also you talked about QuantumScape last month.
Yeah. Again, this one was 2-bit Da Vinci. Did a review of QuantumScape and where they were in production and going forward. So I like watching it because it's the same guy doing the same review through with the criteria. If you're really interested in looking at the difference between the companies, watch 2-bit Da Vinci. Because what he was impressed with QuantumScape was their process, not so much that they had a solid state electrolyte interface, because there's now multiple companies that have that. But QuantumScape's been spending its time figuring out how to do manufacturing. What I like about that company most is the chairman of the board is a guy I know from Xilinx when I worked, and he always impressed me, and he used to give the seminars and whatever else, and whenever we talk, he's a really sharp guy, very practical about, how do you make something and you manufacture it.
Yeah, I think to your point, Sonia, I think this is dramatically more hype.
Yeah.
Right. And so you have to think about the goals of the hype, right? So maybe it is about building up a big IPO number or trying to get people to invest. I don't know, but it is a far more hyped way than QuantumScape.
QuantumScape did do it just before the IPO, but they already had a contract with Volkswagen.
Yeah, right.
So
and that's the thing about
the stock at that fair.
There was one.
I've now made money on the stock, so yeah, and I still own a lot of it.
There was one nugget in here that I thought was interesting because in one of his videos he talks about bringing this to a German car manufacturer, and he says if that chemistry was possible, we would have done it 60 years ago. So I went back and I'm trying to figure out, and I haven't finished it yet, trying to figure out what were the Germans investing in 60 years ago in battery technology. Because it's going to be Mercedes or Audi, but probably Mercedes was looking into these technologies 60 years ago.
Where did you see this one?
It was in one of these videos.
Huh?
He brought this technology to one of the German car manufacturers and says, how about this? And they said, nope. We looked at that. We would have solved it 60 years ago. So it would have been very early lithium, very early, sodium maybe chemistries. Because a lot of these chemistries were thought through 120 years ago. And he said no lithium. So it's got to be some kind of sodium something. That's
And
what.
I'm surprised I hear, because when.
Iron, sodium, iron.
And this goes back maybe years ago, because Caleb and I came up here when I first moved up here. And gave a presentation on the vehicles we were making, and those were sodium batteries.
Yeah,
You know, we didn't make the batteries, we bought them, and that technology had been developed 25 years ago.
Yeah,
But you had to keep the battery at 460 degrees.
right. I remember you talked about that. The other area could be an aluminum air battery or something like that. Aluminum does some pretty cool things
You
too.
had to keep the battery at 460 degrees?
Yeah, otherwise it doesn't, actually it's made out of table salt and nickel.
Because sodium needed to be in a liquid state, was it? Yeah.
Because
The salt has to be in a
on the
liquid state.
previous slide, I thought it said 80 degrees.
That's right. This is, it's not related to this.
It's not related.
Historic.
They were using.
Okay, but
About
I
sodium.
them even 80 degrees Celsius seems really warm to me.
It's quite warm.
It is.
Yeah.
That was a test.
Yeah, usually.
They don't keep it at that.
Yeah, usually,
They could do it.
yeah, lithium batteries in our cars don't go above 50 degrees centigrade.
Okay, well, they're
Hopefully, yeah.
On a good day.
On a bad day.
No, I only have one bad day.
I think there's one more slide.
Okay, go for it.
You just gotta change the topic. So anyway, keep watching this. This is gonna be exciting to see how 26 rolls out.
Wow.
A video a week, right?
Video a week.
The way they've been doing it.
Yeah, video. We come out on Monday.
Keep the interest going.
So everybody may know this, but I just called the dealers yesterday and said, do you actually have these? Are you selling them? And yes, they are. So anyway, the new Nissan Leaf, and they do call it a 2027 Chevy Bolt for some reason. But they're out and they're selling, and the baseline model is under 30,000 for each. And yeah, so here Nissan has come out with a 300-mile range vehicle for less than 30 grand, which would be cool. I don't actually know.
Oh, God, I think
is.
so. The air-cooled ones was.
It's like
Okay, we have a statement that it is, and I totally believe that because Nissan knows they fucked up.
Yeah.
When they broke the market?
Yeah.
And that there is a premium on these vehicles. You'd be very lucky to get them anywhere near that
really?
MSRP. Yeah.
Really, but they did say they had they said they had the lower, models in there right now, and it's more like,
They're marketing it.
5,000.
well, no, it's not that, no, it's
A few
on the website, it's like 30,500 because of transportation fees.
On the dealer website,
Yeah,
not
Yeah,
Nissan.
no,
when we were at Platinum Chevrolet, he
Yeah.
read us his inventory
He did.
list and he said, I've got I can't remember if it was
Yeah.
6 of them, and
Yeah.
they're this color and they're this trim,
Yeah.
and they're on, they're gonna be on a truck soon, and he probably has them now, I would think.
I called.
Yeah, that's the one last week.
He did.
They are there.
Both of these?
No, just the Bolt. I haven't tried the Leaf.
Okay.
Yeah, because the Leaf, I heard, since you have a Leaf.
Yeah.
Are you interested at all in that? And
These cars just do not drive like the Ioniq 5.
all
That's
right.
a very smooth vehicle.
Absolutely, it
And
is.
these are not.
The EV6 is a very smooth.
Yeah, it's similar to that.
What's base price on the Ioniq and the EV6?
Oh, 40 grand. at least,
Well, the
right?
Ioniq, they're running a deal now. You can get out the door for 30,000.
Really?
Yeah.
The 5. The base model.
The SE with the 319.
Is that half of what you paid?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's incredible. Wow. Yeah.
Hit head on corner now.
And the Equinox base model is also out
Right.
now. They didn't really have it out last year, but now they do.
Is GM backing off on the Bolt again? I've read some
I
article.
thought Cecilia said they were gonna be out
It's a limited
in
release.
the run. Yeah.
So whatever that means.
Yeah, they call it that. I wonder why they have to do that.
Don't know what.
Why say that as a marketing thing?
Well, that's the
I
price.
saw was that one of the plants they had earmarked for producing new EVs. They said, well, we decided not to do that.
Yeah.
We're gonna make batteries instead here, but we're not gonna make any EVs.
Yeah, he's gonna try to compete against the Powerwall.
Yeah.
Market.
So
That's
this could
what
be
it's
very
about.
interesting. Maybe we should look for articles on this too, where the the auto manufacturers now are looking at, they have an entirely different market available to them, which is the storage market on homes or on buildings.
Right.
Yeah, they'll be.
Right.
So once I've geared up to do this, can I make a bunch more of these and make these components, just get a higher margin on the components than I can on the vehicle?
Well, that's what Ford's saying they're doing with respect to the F-150. They're gonna put it into stationary, right?
Yeah, you look at it, the EV6 that's outside there, you know, entertaining the dog, has over 70 kilowatt hours in it.
Yeah.
And it was expensive, and now Steve says we can get it for half the price that we paid for it.
Yeah.
Well, that half price is about what the 12.5 kilowatt hours on the side of my house cost.
That's right.
Is that,
And all that does is sit there.
is that what the Tesla Powerwall modules are?
I don't have a Tesla Powerwall module.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
But they're like,
five.
yeah, they're like, well, different brand.
Okay, which
Yeah.
one do you have?
I have Summon.
On it, okay, and they do 12.5 kilowatt hour modules.
No, they're
Stackable.
yeah, they're stackable. They come in. I've got 5. They're 2.5, and you stack them up as big as the cabinet is. And unfortunately, I was stupid enough to get the smaller cabinet.
Yeah, the last time I talked to Scott he said that over at Platinum, he said that he still has some work trucks over there. And the cheapest batteries in the country are Chevy pickup trucks.
Yeah.
Those are the cheapest batteries you can get. It's
Yeah.
212 kilowatt hours.
Whoa.
In a car for $70,000.
Yeah, and it's got,
It is I mean, it's
and plugs everywhere,
years,
right?
like,
Yeah.
and plugs
240
everywhere.
volt
Yeah.
and 200 volt plugs.
They and the F-150 have
Yeah.
a 240 volt.
Yeah.
I do not. Not that I need it.
Have you ever tried to power tools with your Rivian though?
Only had it once.
So next meeting is TBD.
Leaving Jerry?
No, I'm on the computer.
Oh, okay.
So next meeting is TBD,
It's a special place.
at a TBD place, at a TBD time.
Probably here, unless we,
Probably here unless we just Rolex the whole thing and move it out to
yeah,
Earth
unless we
Day.
just roll it into the Earth.
Just do it at Earth Day, because I think that's probably the most efficient thing to do.
And we just keep the planning into email.
And plan via email, yeah, so. Okay.
Unless anybody objects, do you want to have a meeting next month here or go to Earth Day?
Yeah.
Earth
Yeah,
Day
you
is
bring in the drink?
before or after?
Yeah.
We're gonna bring a cooler.
So the question is, do you do an April 11 meeting or do you just skip forward and all meet at Earth Day, April 25?
Yeah.
I like the idea of fewer meetings if we.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
If we're